Welcome to vSkills YouTube channel. In this video, you will learn about the top interview questions for MERN stack. So, let's get started. Question number 1. What is aggregation in MongoDB? The answer is aggregation's operations process data records and return computed results. Aggregation operations group values from multiple documents together and can perform a variety of operations on the grouped data to return a single result. MongoDB provides 3 ways to perform aggregation. First, the aggregation pipeline. Second, the MapReduce function. Third, single-purpose aggregation methods and commands. Question number 2. What is replication in MongoDB? The answer is replication is the process of synchronizing data across multiple servers. Replication provides redundancy and increases data availability. With multiple copies of data on different database servers, replication protects a database from the loss of a single server. Replication also allows you to recover from hardware failure and service interruptions. Question number 3. How does React work? The answer is React creates a virtual DOM. When state changes in a component, it firstly runs a diffing algorithm, which identifies what has changed in the virtual DOM. The second step is reconciliation, where it updates the DOM with the results of diff. Question number 4. How to use props in React? The answer is, to use props in React. Firstly, define an attribute and its value, data. Then pass it to child components by using props. Finally, render the props data. Question number 5. What do you mean by asynchronous API? The answer is all APIs of the Node.js library are asynchronous, that is non-blocking. It essentially means a Node.js-based server never waits for an API to return data. The server moves to the next API after calling it, and a notification mechanism of events of Node.js helps the server to get a response from the previous API call. Question number 6. What is callback? The answer is the asynchronous function requires callbacks as a return parameter. When multiple asynchronous functions are chained together, then a callback situation comes up. Question number 7. What is reconciliation? The answer is when a component's props or state change, React decides whether an actual DOM update is necessary by comparing the newly returned element with the previously rendered one. When they are not equal, React will update the DOM. This process is called reconciliation. Question number 8. Does MongoDB support foreign key constraints? The answer is no, MongoDB does not support such relationships. The database does not apply any constraints to the system, that is, foreign key constraints, so there are no cascading deletes or cascading updates. Basically, in a NoSQL database, it is up to you to decide how to organize the data and its relations if there are any. Question number 9. How can you achieve transaction unlocking in MongoDB? The answer is to achieve concepts of transaction unlocking in MongoDB, we can use the nesting of documents, also called embedded, or sub-documents. MongoDB supports atomic operations within a single document. Question number 10. How does Node.js handle child threads? The answer is Node.js, in its essence, is a single-thread process. It does not expose child threads and thread management methods to the developer. Technically, Node.js does spawn child threads for certain tasks such as asynchronous I/O, but these run behind the scenes and do not execute any application JavaScript code, nor block the main event loop. If threading support is desired in a Node.js application, there are tools available to enable it, such as the child process module. Question number 11. How can you avoid callback in Node.js? The answer is JavaScript provides an easy way of escaping from callback. This is done by event queue and promises. A promise is a returned object from an asynchronous function, to which callback methods can be added based on the previous function's result. Question number 12. If Node.js is single-threaded, then how does it handle concurrency? The answer is Node provides a single thread to programmers so the code can be written easily and without a bottleneck. Node internally uses multiple POSIX threads for various I/O operations, such as file, DNS, network calls and more. When Node gets an I/O request, it creates or uses a thread to perform that I/O operation, and once the operation is done, it pushes the result to the event queue. On each such event, the event loop runs and checks the queue, and if the execution stack of Node is empty, then it adds the queue result to the execution stack. Question number 13. What are pure components? The answer is: pure components in React are the components which do not re-renders when the value of state and props has been updated with the same values. If the value of the previous state or props and the new state or props is the same, the component is not re-rendered. Question number 14. What are React hooks? The answer is: hooks are a new addition to React 16.8. They let you use state and other React features without writing a class. With hooks, you can extract stateful logic from a component so it can be tested independently and reused. Hooks allow you to reuse stateful logic without changing your component hierarchy. This makes it easy to share hooks among many components or with the community. Question number 15. What is routing? The answer is: routing refers to determining how an application responds to a client request to a particular endpoint, which is a URI, or path, and a specific HTTP request method, GET, POST, and so on. Each route can have one or more handler functions, which are executed when the route is matched. Question number 16. What is JSX? The answer is: JSX is a syntax extension to JavaScript and comes with the full power of JavaScript. JSX produces React elements. You can embed any JavaScript expression in JSX by wrapping it in curly braces. After compilation, JSX expressions become regular JavaScript objects. This means that you can use JSX inside of if statements and for loops, assign it to variables, accept it as arguments, and return it from functions. Question number 17. What is sharding in MongoDB? The answer is: sharding is a method for storing data across multiple machines. MongoDB uses sharding to support deployments with very large datasets and high-throughput operations. Question number 18. What is stream and what are the types of streams available in Node.js? The answer is: streams are a collection of data that might not be available all at once and don't have to fit in memory. Streams provide chunks of data in a continuous manner. It is useful to read a large set of data and process it. There are 4 fundamental types of streams: readable, writable, duplex, and transform. Question number 19. What is prop drilling? The answer is: prop drilling is a situation when the same data is being sent at almost every level due to requirements in the final level. When building a React application, there is often the need for a deeply nested component to use data provided by another component that is much higher in the hierarchy. The simplest approach is to simply pass a prop from each component to the next in the hierarchy, from the source component to the deeply nested component. This is called prop drilling. Question number 20. What are the features of event loop? The answer is: some of the features of event loop are: the event loop is an endless loop, which waits for tasks, executes them and then sleeps until it receives more tasks. It executes tasks from the event queue only when the call stack is empty. That is, there is no ongoing task. It allows us to use callbacks and promises. It executes the tasks starting from the oldest first. Question number 21. What's the difference between a smart component and a dumb component? The answer is: smart components manage their state or in a Redux environment are connected to the Redux store. Whereas dumb components are driven completely by their props passed in from their parent and maintain no state of their own. Question number 22. What is Mongoose? The answer is: Mongoose is an object document mapper, ODM, which means that by using Mongoose, you can define objects with a strongly typed schema that can be further mapped to a MongoDB document. It offers a schema-based solution for modeling application data. Mongoose comes with built-in typecasting, validation, query building, business logic hooks, and many more out-of-the-box features. Question number 23. What is REPL in Node.js? The answer is: REPL stands for Read Eval Print Loop. It is a simple program that can accept commands, evaluate them, and prints the results. Some of the functions that REPL performs are: first, read. Reads user's input, parses the input into JavaScript data structure, and stores in memory. Second, eval, takes and evaluates the data structure. Third, print, prints the result. Fourth, loop, loops the above command until the user presses Ctrl+C twice. Question number 24. What is the purpose of module exports in Node.js? The answer is: this is used to expose functions of a particular module or file to be used elsewhere in the project. This can be used to encapsulate all similar functions in a file, which further improves the project structure. Question number 25. What is Node.js streams? The answer is: streams are instances of event emitter, which can be used to work with streaming data in Node.js. They can be used for handling and manipulating streaming large files, videos, MP3, and many more, over the network. They use buffers as their temporary storage. Question number 26. What are Node.js buffers? The answer is: buffers are temporary memory that is mainly used by stream to hold on to some data until consumed. Buffers are introduced with additional use cases than JavaScript's unit array and are mainly used to represent a fixed-length sequence of bytes. This also supports legacy encodings like ASCII, UTF-8 and more. It is a fixed, non-resizable, allocated memory outside the V8. Question number 27. How do you delete a document in MongoDB? The answer is: the CRUD API in MongoDB provides delete one and delete many methods to delete a document. Both of these methods take a filter document as their first parameter. The filter specifies a set of criteria to match against in removing documents. Question number 28. What is the Mongo shell? The answer is: it is a JavaScript shell that allows interaction with a MongoDB instance from the command line. With that, one can perform administrative functions, inspecting an instance, or exploring MongoDB. Question number 29. What is a replica set in MongoDB? The answer is: a replica set in MongoDB is a group of MongoDB processes that maintain the same dataset. Replica sets provide redundancy and high availability and are the basis for all production deployments. This section introduces replication in MongoDB as well as the components and architecture of replica sets. Question number 30. What are higher-order components? The answer is: a higher-order component is a function that takes a component and returns a new component. It's a pattern that is derived from React's compositional nature. We call them pure components because they can accept any dynamically provided child component, but they won't modify or copy any behavior from their input components. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel.